Hey YouTube. Okay, so what's going on now is I am really pushing forward to lose the rest of my weight because I plan on getting a skin removal, or I'm going to go for a consultation, and I'm going to see what what's going to be the option, what are the possibilities, and what do I want done. The real thing I want done is a lower body lift, not so much a tummy tuck, but a lower body lift, because mainly I have a lot of loose skin, and being 400 pounds, it was pretty stressful on my body. And exercising and getting down to, as I go down more and more, the one thing I noticed was that my skin was not tightening at all. If anything, it was just becoming more saggy, and I had more of a pouch in the front. And eventually, I'll put in some pictures, or if you can look me up on Instagram, marina.weightloss. Snapchat is Marina Ortiz 1990. My fitness pal is DJ LILCUB. And yeah, um, so I really plan on doing that right now. I am really hitting it hard with meal prep. I didn't really do that the first time when I was first losing weight. I just kind of did the juicing and cut back on my eating and portioned out everything I ate. And whatever I ate for that day, I just went ahead and I portioned it out for that day. And I did that every single day and walked, exercised, mainly Zumba. Zumba Tribal was always one of my things. Um, and I haven't done it, and now that I'm really pushing forward to my goal, because I had gained some weight, right? And I gained about 30, maybe 27, 30 pounds since September to November. And I was actually 238 when I started working in September, and my job only consists of me sitting down. And but prior to that, I was a CNA. Well, I still am a CNA, but I haven't done CNA work because I watch heart monitors. So doing the CNA work, I was always up and down, lifting people, walking up and down halls, 5 to 8 miles a day, and it was constant movement, like constant movement. And now I just sit down, and it's a big difference. I mean, it it is not the same. Just sitting there, and I was eating bad food. I was ordering Domino's a lot. I was ordering takeout, just working a lot, working 6 to 7 days a week, 5, 6, 7 days a week. So I'm always at work, and I'm always sitting down, and I'm not doing anything. So now I'm trying to moderate simple workouts to do while I'm at work, since I'm sitting in the chair, or like, say every time I go to the bathroom or something, which I drink a lot of water now, and I try to make it a thing where if I drink a lot of water, I go often. So when I'm in the bathroom, and it's a clean bathroom, it's a staff bathroom, so I just kind of do, like little side kicks or quick squats, like 20 every time I go, and I use the bathroom about 10 times. And I'm trying to make it a thing now where I do that really quick, and because I'm always just sitting there. And while I'm there at the desk, I have some little hand weights that I'm using now. I'll work on my arms. I'll do several reps, and I'll do several sets, and I'll do quite a bit of reps. And or if like I'm sitting in the chair, and I'll push my it's a rolling chair, so I'll wheel myself forward and back to the desk type deal, just trying to figure out little things I can do. I have a resistance band, so I'm really trying to tighten the best I can what I can now. um as for the meal prep, it's going good. And what my calorie goal is right now is 1100. I know it's strict. I know, you probably think, oh, you're crazy. That's too low. But my goal is, like I said, March, I want to go for my consultation. And by March, I need to make sure I'm stable. So, February, wherever I'm weighing in at February, I need to make sure I maintain that weight and it doesn't go anywhere. Because if I'm still losing weight and then come time my consultation and then the doctor's gonna probably ask me, are you still losing weight or is your weight being stable? My weight has to be stable. So this is why I'm really pushing for the rest of what I can, and I'm just gonna get my surgery done because I've already been since 2012, 2011, 400 pounds. 2012, I think I was at my highest, 400. Um, I was starting to gain the weight 2011, but 2012 and then to now it's 2016 and it's been 4 years. I mean, 4 years since, it took me literally over 3 years time to lose 150 pounds. But since I gained this little bit of weight back, because in total I lost 162. I gained this little bit of weight back, and now I'm like, okay, I gotta straighten myself out. I need to, I just need to cut to the chase. I need to just go all in, and if I don't go all in, it's all or nothing basically right now. I moved to a new place, so I'm where I am not being tempted as much to be lured into eating certain foods, because I was living with my parents before, and you know how it is when you're with your parents and it's like, they have all sorts of food, all the good stuff, and you're just like, Mom, I can't have this, or Mom, I can't have that. But what happens when they spoil you with food, and you're just like, no, I can't. It's tempting. So I'm not around that much temptation anymore now that I'm in my own place. I've always purchased my own food while I was there, but I was always tempted to eat everything they had. So it doesn't happen like that here no more, because it's just me and my boyfriend, and he's pretty supportive on me losing the weight. But the fact that I gained weight, because I was doing good in the beginning, I was losing more weight when I had got with him, and then I started gaining weight, and he was like, well, why are you giving up type deal. And I'm like, it hurt at first, like to hear him kind of make such comments as such, but he's right. I shouldn't give up. Like, if anything, I'm gonna go back towards 300, and I don't want to do that because I weighed myself in on the 22nd, and I was at 270, and I was like, holy shit, because I was 238. Excuse my language. And yeah, I'm very disappointed in myself on that. I was doing really well. Um, I was a size 16, now I'm a size 18 again, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta step up my game. So I'm gonna be having more videos of how I prep. Since I barely moved and everything, barely getting settled in, I'm gonna be shooting what I do. Um, I only have so much Tupperwares for now, so I could probably only plan out for maybe a week or a week or half a week, type deal. And I'm doing basic things because what I did was on the 22nd I started cutting back on food, and then it was Thanksgiving week. So come Thanksgiving on the 24th, I didn't really eat that much, and so I was already cutting back. And when I weighed myself on the 25th, 26th, when I weighed myself on the 26th, which was 2 days ago, actually yesterday, um and I weighed 263. So just by doing cutting back and then eating a little bit better, I already lost 8 pounds in 4 days. So it's like, I'm able to do this. I just had to put my mind to it, just like I did the first time. I just need to keep working out. I need to keep exercising. I need to keep doing what I do. Like I said, when you're on your own, and there shouldn't be no excuse, period. But I'm more motivated to do this more than ever now because I want to have the body that I want, and I know I'm able to do it. So the thing that I'm doing now is certain workout routines. I'm doing abdominal crunches for now. I do have somewhat of, back problems because I was in a lot of sports and I used to pop my back a lot. And as I got older, and well, I think the weight had a toll on it too. But as I got older, I'm only 26. But from being a teenager, 10 years ago, I would always pop my back and do crazy stuff. But being a big girl and doing all that, you put a lot of damage and impact on your body. So, um, now I am able to have a moderate jog, but I haven't jogged yet. But what I was doing last month, I was jogging, but then I kind of stopped. But now it's like I'm taking this more serious. I'm just setting my mind already. My mind is set. My goal is I'm gonna have this consultation in March. So I'm searching for doctors and to do this operation and I'm just gonna get it done. Like I'm not waiting no more. That's it. Because my goal was to go into by the age of 30 with a better transformation. Um, Basically, when I'm 30, I want to have the body I never had as a teenager or in my early 20s as a young woman. Like, I didn't have that body. Because at 21, I was 400 pounds. 21, 22, 400, I was 400 pounds. And I didn't have that body ever. Ever. I mean, even growing up as a kid, I was a size 14, 16, even being 10 years old, 8 years old. And by the time I was 12, I was already in 18. Like I've always been heavy set my whole life, always been made fun of. It's been stressful. It it takes a big toll on me, even being in the family, being the one of the, being the biggest cousin or being, you know, teased at, or when I eat something or I would get extras or seconds and, I would always get teased about, God, girl, you're getting more, or, like it was depressing. I would just shake it off or whatever. I was proud of myself being a big girl and everything, but I come from where I have a history of in my family. It's a disease. It's called lymphedema, and it's basically swelling in the edema in the limbs. And when I was 400 pounds, I got real sick one time. And see, my dad has this illness, and he's been bedridden for a very long time since I was 8. So it's about 18 years already. And my dad struggled a lot. And he always told me that he didn't want me to end up like that, for me to stay active, for me to, do better for myself. And I kind of didn't care because growing up, I was just always at home. I was always a stay-at-home teen. I didn't I didn't do anything before high school. Like I didn't do anything. I I was basically, wasn't really allowed to do anything because I was kind of a bad kid. But so yeah, I was cooped in the house all the time. I mean, I would try. I think they would try. They did get weight sets and stuff like that for me to do, but then I just wouldn't follow through with it after a while. I mean, sometimes I would go down, but then I would go right back up and eat, and it didn't matter. Once I hit high school, um, my freshman year, I was already 330 pounds my freshman year, and I went all in. I joined dance team that year. I joined basketball. I think I had tried volleyball. I did tennis. I did everything, and my weight started going down. And sophomore year, I did the same thing. By the time junior year, I was 275. It took some time, but I went down. I went down to the 200s, and I was last time I was 275. At that time I was in middle school. I was 275, and being in the 6th grade, I think I was 220, 230ish, and then the weight went on over the years. The end of 8th grade year, I was about 275. Then when I went to my freshman year, I was 330. So the weight kept going, but as soon as I got in sports, it went down. So um, all I had to do was keep up with being active. And when I wasn't active and I wasn't doing anything, it was like it just all went downhill. So I know what it is to grow up and be big your whole life because I never been thin. Not once have I ever been thin. Not once. 238 was my lowest, and I hadn't been in the 230s since, like I said, the sixth grade. Fifth grade. Fifth grade, I remember being 223 pounds in the fifth grade. And then the sixth grade, I was 230. So, I mean, to get back to that weight, and I'm like, man, I was this size in the sixth grade? Like, oh my God. Like, I was always teased a lot, all the time. All the kids tease me. No one, some people, yeah, you might understand if you're a big girl and you grew up big your whole life. You're gonna understand what I'm talking about. Um, Guys can be cruel, so can girls. Girls are the cruelest. But then I had some friends that accepted me for who I was also. And that always told me I was beautiful no matter what, but that wasn't the point. The point is I didn't feel that way. And now I was embracing myself and, whatever, but when I take my clothes off and I look in the mirror, this extra skin is not beautiful. Like that's not it's like a scar in a way. Like, all that hard work I did, but like all the hard work, and I see this and I'm like, golly, like here's another thing to worry about. But do I regret getting down to the weight and having the loose skin? No, because I would rather be this than be struggling at my 400 pounds, not able to tie my shoes, having an issue getting dressed, getting tired, getting up and down. Like, who does that? Like, I ate so much. When I gained that weight, and actually it was when I was first in my relationship. I was with a guy for a long time, and when we first dated, I'm not with him anymore, but when we first dated, we ate a lot. I would eat in that relationship. I started off at 275, and I would eat three different places in that night, like Wendy's, Jack in the Box, McDonald's, all in the same night. I would have two chicken Caesar wraps from Wendy's, an order of the 6-piece nuggets, a Monterey chicken burger from Wendy's, and then I would go to Jack in the Box and I would get a big Texas, and then I would get an order of curly fries, and then I would sometimes if I felt like it, I would get a shake, an Oreo shake, a large one, and then I would go to McDonald's, and then I'll end up getting like two McDoubles and maybe a hot and spicy and a large fry and a large drink, maybe two large drinks. So I ate a lot. All that in one night, and every night in 1 year I gained 100 pounds. So I was eating a lot. That was just at night, and that's not including if I ate during the day. During the day I just ate junk. I just ate a whole bunch of crap. And I want to be able, like, even if I get this removal done, I want to be able to see, like, if I ever the choice of having a child one day, I want to be able to see my bump, like, without anything looking gross or anything like that. Like, I want to have no complications. I want to have a healthy pregnancy. I want, I'm not saying I'm just doing this for pregnancy, but that is one of my dreams that I would like. Of course, I'm trying to finish school, and that's another thing too. I was in school, a community college, when I was 400 pounds. What that was like, it was embarrassing. People looked at me all the time. People were like, like looking at me like, how's she gonna sit down? Is that chair gonna break? Like, they would look at me like that. Like, I would get looks like that, and I'm just like embarrassed, beyond embarrassed. Like, nobody understood. God, it was embarrassing. I remember I had to sit in one of the desks because they had the desk where it curves, where it has the part in front of you where you have to, you put your arm, like armrest type deal, and you have to scoot in, and I couldn't fit in one of those at all for nothing. And I had to sit in the desk where it was for a handicap, for a wheelchair accessible child. I mean, student, child, a wheelchair accessible student, and I had to sit in that desk because I had to get a chair to sit in because I couldn't fit. I mean, I was so tired walking to my classes, going back and forth to the car. I was very insecure when I was in my relationship because, you know, ex boyfriend would always look at girls or, whatever. But, I was very depressed. And I think after being depressed for so long, I snapped. I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And then I said, you know what? It's a juicing video. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try. I'm sorry this video is so long, but this is basically my intro. This is my intro of what's going on and how I got started and what made me do it. I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And I was like, dang, like, juicing. I've never tried this before, juicing. And my grandpa ended up giving my dad a juicer, and we started juicing, and his swelling was going down, and I was losing weight. In the first 2 weeks of my juicing, I lost 30 pounds. I was like, holy crap, without exercise, anything. So the juicing was a good detox to start off with when I wasn't able to do anything. um, I couldn't walk. I couldn't even walk for 10 minutes. I was working at a hospital. I couldn't even work on the floor as a CNA because I was so tired. I had to sit down and do cases where I would watch patients. I would stay in one room and sit in that one room all night. Like, I had to make my job comfortable for me because I couldn't work the floor, and I felt embarrassed about it, or I didn't want to work as much because it was too hard for me to work. It was beyond embarrassing, and I couldn't even fit in some of the chairs that were there. Like my hips, like my stomach, everything. I just couldn't fit in the chairs sitting there, so I wasn't even comfortable sitting down. I was huge. I was wide. Um, I would measure myself, and I was 61, or no, I was over the measuring tape. I think it goes up to 61 or something like that, or 62, and I went past that. I went past that. I was like, oh my God, I must have been a good 66 or 65 inches around my waist. Yeah, I think my neck was like 17.5 or 18 inches. It's not no more. Like, my chain is 18 inches and it hangs to the middle of my neck. So I'm not that big no more. I think I'm like 15 inches now, or 14.5. Um, I mean, yeah, like I lost. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead gave me that kickstart. It really did. Watch that video if you haven't seen it. And then when I would get stuck, and I was like, man, like I hadn't seen nobody my weight get down in size. And then I started looking it up on YouTube, and I found this girl, and you should check her out on YouTube. It's called Diva Slims Down. That girl was me. Like, she was me. Like, I looked at her and I was like, this was me. Like, I was this big. Like, she's this girl, and she went all the way down to like one. I don't, like, I'm sorry, Diva, if I don't quote this right, but I think it was 157 or 155. She went all the way down. This girl motivated me so much, and she like looked great, but she had the same issue I did too, and it was the extra skin. She was about my age as I am now, trying to push this forward. But when I gained my weight, I started my weight loss journey, like I said, when I was 22, 23. I was already down some weight. Anyways, um, she was about my age, and I think she's in her 30s now. She's about 30, and she had her skin removal done. She had everything done, like, not everything, like, but her arms and, breast lift and all this type deal. But it was after she had worked hard. Like, she had already put in the effort to go down into the weight, into the size she wanted to be. Now, me personally, I don't know if I want to be 155. I honestly appreciate being thick. I don't I don't care to be that thin, but the skin is already getting to me. Like the skin just gets on my nerves. Like I'm just like, dude. So I'm gonna push really, really hard. I'm gonna push really hard, and I'm gonna be doing videos. I'm gonna be trying to do updates every day if I can. Even if it's emotional battles, even if I'm going through something, if it's a stressful time, like I want you guys to be there for me. Not for me, to be there with me to see what I go through, because no one's perfect. Everyone's human. We're all gonna go through this bullshit. We're all gonna go through where we feel like we have no more purpose, or where we feel like we can't do anything anymore about ourselves, or where we feel like we just want to give up. When you have to remember why you even started in the first place. Because I'm not gonna care what anyone says. I don't care if you think, oh, you need to work on your skin that much more. Like, no, like you don't understand it. Like, I could tighten it, and the more I'm going down, the more it's pouchier and saggier, and it's just skin. Like, my skin was extended too much. My stomach was very big. It was very, very big. I was very round, and I'm actually looking forward to doing this, and do knowing that I'm going to go and do this in March. I I'm excited. Like, this is gonna be the next chapter. The next chapter, like, literally, like, this is pushing me to want to lose the weight even more. Like, this is pushing me to say, hey, like, this is really gonna happen. Thanks to my grandmother, she's gonna help me out. Um, my grandma's always been there for me. She's always supported me. She's always, um, she always wanted me to feel good. She always wanted me to look nice. My grandmother, I was big my whole life, true, but she never hesitated to take me to get wardrobe or clothes or things. Like, my grandmother always made me happy. And I don't know if she saw that, like, she saw how big I was, and my grandma just always wanted me to be happy. My grandma, like, she was a beautiful woman growing up, very small, 16-inch waist, being a teenager, or beautiful woman, my grandmother. And I was her first granddaughter, and I kind of felt bad because, in a way, I used to look at myself and think, man, like, I couldn't even give my grandmother a view to look at, or I couldn't give her the granddaughter like, when she went shopping for me, and I used to think, would she have rather gotten me clothes that were, for us, if I were smaller, like, she would be able to buy me a lot more nicer clothes, or a lot more nice. But she bought me expensive stuff. I mean, she, grandma would drop $1,000 on me in a heartbeat. Like, grandma just always made me feel good. Like, I would go to Torrid, Lane Bryant, and she didn't care. She bought me anything I wanted, from bras to underwear to jeans, everything. All the fancy, beautiful clothes I had, she always took me to get them. And so, when I doing that made me more confident in being big, and I was able to say, hey, I can be big and I can look good at the same time. So, but that was the issue. That's the issue. Now I'm like, I can't be like that no more. And I told her, like, grandma, the skin is just, like, I'm going down and I'm going down. And I think my grandma, she's really happy. Like, she's happy that I'm going down in weight, and she's excited. Like, she's like, oh wow, you're looking good. Like, you're doing good. And she told me one day, she said, you know what? This was a couple years back. She said, if you ever get down in weight, I will pay for your surgery, for your skin removal surgery. This was when I was bigger. And that kind of did motivate me, but then I was like, no, no, I don't need that. I could just keep losing weight, and I won't need no skin surgery. But seeing how I go smaller and smaller, I my skin sags, and I'm just like, grandma, I think I'm gonna need this done. And then I told her, you know what? And I just got off the phone with her, literally, and I told her, hey, grandma, I think I really want to do this already. Like, I'm pushing hard for this weight loss, and in March I would really like to do a consultation. And she said, okay, all right. So it's gonna happen. Like, I know this is gonna happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm gonna work hard, save up, do my part, make sure my bills, everything's caught up, make sure, you know, everything's gonna be good, put in my end, also help out to get it started, and hopefully I can find a good doctor. So this is the beginning of me. I'll go into more details later. This video is too freaking long. I'm sorry. I was constantly rambling on, but if you can relate to me, if you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram, Marina Ortiz. No, I'm sorry. Instagram is marina.weightloss, and then Snapchat is Marina Ortiz 1990, and my fitness pal is DJLILCUB. So, um, yeah, I guess that's the end of this video for now. So, alright, guys, stay tuned.